Here are a few of the stories we have this week.
It's Women's History Month. At VA, we honor women in uniform, past and present.
Inspiring words from Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan to most of us.
And another look at the Fisher House program and a new partnership with VA's Veterans Canteen Service.
We're coming right back, so stay right there.
Hello, I'm Gene Aker with the Office of Information and Technology.
And I'm Ann Richardson with Veterans Benefits Administration. Thank you so much for tuning in today. March is Women's History Month, and VA takes every opportunity to recognize and honor women veterans for their contributions to our nation and the freedom and rights of Americans and people throughout the world. VA Central Office and facilities across the country have scheduled events throughout the month to pay tribute to women veterans. Here's a clip from a video produced by EES, especially for Women's History Month. It's entitled, Women Veterans, Tradition, Service, Pride.
This was 1942. We were not expected to go up to the front the way the women do today.
In Vietnam, women had a much different role than men. Today, all that's gone. Those lines have been erased.
I was serving in Iraq, and I was flying a Black Hawk helicopter.
They are a completely different breed of women. I admire them greatly.
These women are resilient, they're intelligent, they have experience.
It's time that we stop being surprised that America's daughters are just as capable of defending freedom and liberty as America's sons.
You can see the entire video on YouTube and the VA webpage at the addresses on the screen. The stories of U.S. women veterans show us they are a key element in our nation's history and role models for current and future generations.
We have the sixth and final chapter in our look at the VA Health Administration's move toward patient-centered care. This episode is about body wellness, a proactive approach to health care.
They're far more interested in the health of the patient over his lifetime.
If they're active outside and doing well mentally, then they're less likely to come back into the hospitals.
It made me feel good that that kind of benefit was being provided for me.
The price that Thomas Sells paid for his valor in Vietnam was high. When he returned to VA in 2009, he could barely walk, let alone exercise.
They immediately wanted me to lose weight, which I thought was just an unbelievable response. It was very much appreciated to see someone care that much for you, understanding that losing weight improves your overall health.
Thomas was introduced to MOVE, VA's signature program that operates on the principles of patient-centered care. Thomas was then referred to a new program of complementary therapy, Tai Chi.
I went from a very dangerous physical situation because of extreme degenerative arthritis throughout my body to feeling better and better and better.
A lot of the people really get into it, and it's amazing how hard they try. You know, you see these war veterans, and they're trying to make all these intricate movements. It's quite interesting and, frankly, quite touching.
Vietnam veteran Elke Ballwig practices Tai Chi with Thomas.
I have Parkinson's disease, and they have found out that if you have Parkinson and you engage in yoga or in Tai Chi, or even boxing or tango dancing or in physical activities, that these patients do better.
The Tai Chi is the only pain management that I have been able to experience that works for me. And I realized that the pain had lessened, which is one of the motivating factors for me practicing on my own.
We teach patients how to make healthier choices. It's the patients that are making all those behavior changes.
Across the VA, innovative body wellness programs focus on specific needs of patients. Video game technology helps patients regain the use of muscles and build dexterity.
When I had my stroke, this is why I'm here. All this is completely stiff. My arm was stuck to my side of myself like this. Now it's not there anymore. I can move a little better than I could before.
In Clarksburg, West Virginia, a recreational therapy program gets veterans involved in activities that can improve their physical and mental health.
Patient-centered care for me means that we're really focusing at what the patient's needs and wants are.
We begin by assessing the patient, and then we begin with setting up an individualized plan, and then we'll go implement a plan, and then we'll evaluate how it's going to make changes.
Navy veteran Ed DeMundo never picked up a shot put until he met therapists Michael Andrew and Frank Bailey.
And they take real good care of you.
From computer technology to information to good old-fashioned exercise, patient-centered care is creating new opportunities that empower veterans to become active participants in their own care and improve the quality of their lives.
Ultimately, you get well if you participate in your care. Tai Chi and yoga and all these wellness programs help you do that.
Patient-centered care. Be the change veterans see.
One of our favorite advocates for veterans and an all-around good guy is Gary Sinise. He gives considerable time, energy, and resources on behalf of veterans and their families. His band, aptly named Lieutenant Dan's Band, has entertained veterans and their families at various functions.
Known just as much as Lieutenant Dan for his seminal role in Forrest Gump, Sinise has been a co-host for several pre-Memorial Day concerts at the U.S. Capitol. He also has hosted Veterans Day events for VA at Arlington National Cemetery.
Here's more from an interview we did with him at a Road to Recovery event in Orlando recently.
They can learn some very, very important things here during this conference from the professionals that are here to help them. And it's also going to be just a good healing event to get around so many folks that are going through the same thing. We're going to kick it off tonight, my band, with a great concert to show them that it's not only also going to be educational, but it's going to be fun for them. The band is, is part of an overall mission to get involved and to do more and to give back more. I take the band out maybe 40 times a year, and probably 30 of those shows have something to do with the military. Maybe 15 of those shows will actually be USO shows, and then another 15 or so shows are for something like this, the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes. We played at Walter Reed, we played at Brooke Army Medical Center, we've been all over the world doing all kinds of things. When you come out and see our wounded warriors enjoying themselves and their families getting a little break from what they've been going through on a day-to-day basis with their rehabilitation and that kind of thing, and just out there having a fun time, smiling and dancing and singing along with the songs that we play. We play a lot of great cover songs that everybody knows. That's a good feeling to see those folks enjoying themselves. And if I can donate my services and my time and financially to something that is just trying to do good things for people who have done so much for us, it's a good feeling to be able to do that.
Most of you know something, if not a lot, about the tremendous Fisher House program that builds homes away from homes for the families and loved ones of veterans in VA and military hospitals. Here's another look in a segment currently airing on The American Veteran.
This is a familiar walk for Veronica Thomas. Her feet have followed this path so many times, she could probably do it with her eyes closed.
Come here. Let's hold that head up a little.
In January of 2008, 3 weeks into his first deployment to Iraq, Army Specialist Bradley Ross Thomas was riding in a Stryker with 9 other soldiers when it was hit by a roadside bomb.
When we walked in and with what we saw, I was, just thanking God that he was all in one piece. And each conversation with the doctors and each day that went by, you knew that it was a little more serious than what we expected.
Bradley suffered a severe brain injury that left his limbs lifeless. 3 years later, he continues to need constant care. In the polytrauma unit of the James A. Haley VA Hospital in Tampa, Florida, hundreds of miles from his Texas home, Bradley struggles to rebuild his life.
There, let's see if that helps.
His mom has rarely missed a therapy session. The reason? Veronica lives right on the medical center's campus at a place called Fisher House. The location at VA's Tampa Medical Center is one of about 50 Fisher houses around the world, each providing a home away from home for a patient's loved ones.
Well, the houses are built on the principle that a family's love is good medicine.
An Air Force veteran, Paula Wellens, has been the manager of the Haley Fisher House since it opened 4 years ago.
We want to give them a chance to be away from the monitors and the bright lights and the buzzers and the beepers.
Here, families have a home to share with others going through similar experiences, offering a much-needed support system during difficult times.
No matter how similar or different the injuries might be, there's that one common thing that we all have. You know, we have that loved one that is fighting a battle, and then we're on this front fighting the battle as well.
Common areas offer families a place to share their thoughts and feelings, but they can also retreat to their own rooms for privacy and quiet time. With the unwritten house rule, they can stay as long as needed.
If the patient continues to be in the hospital and the presence of their loved one is needed, we grant extensions on a weekly, upwards to a monthly basis.
How was the trip? It was long. Oh, long drive.
The support offered by Fisher House has been made possible by the organization's founders, Zachary and Elizabeth Fisher. They began the program back in 1990 as their way of giving back to America's military. Once a Fisher House is built, it's turned over to be operated by the medical facility where it's located. The Thomas family is one of 10,000 families who stay at Fisher houses around the world. And while this provides some much-needed downtime for loved ones, healthcare providers say the benefit for patients is invaluable. Social worker Adam Kajansky sees this benefit firsthand through Veronica and Bradley.
Because of the nature of Bradley's injury, the brain injury, and his limited amount of communications, the familiarity of having his mother bedside with him all the time through his therapies and stuff is really beneficial.
I can't imagine not being by his side.
While she doesn't know what each day will bring, one thing Veronica can count on is where she will sleep at night.
That's just one of the things I don't have to be concerned about. I'm right here next to the hospital.
Her home away from home offers her comfort during a time of constant concern.
I can't imagine having been on this journey and not be a part of this.
Did you know the Fisher House program and the Veterans Canteen Service have announced a new partnership in which the VCS will provide VA Fisher houses with everyday house, health, and beauty supplies and selected food products? The VCS set up a standardized process for VA Fisher House managers to order supplies as needed to minimize storage concerns. VCS will allocate funds annually in the form of coupons through the VCS promotional account to assist in the support of families during their stay at VA's Fisher houses. Just as it provides profits to VA to benefit veterans, in general, the VCS also raises funds for the Fisher House Foundation. VA canteens nationwide are currently running a sale to benefit Fisher houses. Check out these buys at a canteen in the VA facility near you. That's all we have for this week. This show will run this week and next week while the VA news crew is away for a training workshop. I'm Gene Aker, and who are you?
I'm Ann Richardson. Have a really great week, everyone, and that includes you, Gene.
Thank you.